Hey there, I'm Cliff Williams, bassist for AC/DC, and I'm here to just chat for a while and let you know my little story a bit. I was born, my family's from London, and up until the age of about 11 we lived there, and then my father's job moved him and us to Liverpool, which was tremendous really, because 1961, when I was 11, you know, it was all happening in the music scene in Liverpool. So that whole Merseybeat deal. So, you know, everyone and their dog was trying to be in a band for the chicks.
Growing up in that era, did you ever get to see Entwistle or any of those guys?
At that age, I didn't. I mean, I couldn't. You know, I used to play in a little band when I was 13, and they'd have to sneak me into pubs to play because drinking age was 16. So I was not allowed into clubs. I couldn't get into clubs or anything like that. Left school when I was 16 and worked in a metal shop for about a year. Hated it. Still playing in bands at night. And at 17 I had a chance to turn professional, use the term extremely loosely, and went from Liverpool back to London with a band. Oh God, what was it? I can't even remember the name of it. It was some crap band for 3 weeks worth of club works in London, and sort of struggled with that for a while. Beat around London for a long time. Had a band in the late 60s with a buddy of mine called Laurie Wisefield. And Laurie ended up with Wishbone Ash. And he's a session player now. He's played with about everybody. Played with a bunch of different people. Played with Alexis Corner in the around about 1971. He's an old blues player, long gone now, bless him. I had a band called, Laurie's band and I was called Home in England. We had a few albums out, did a little bit of stuff. Never got to, we got to America backing up a guy called Al Stewart. Can you edit that out? Just to get to America and see it. And that was that, and that sort of fell apart after that. Laurie went on to join Wishbone Ash. At that point I had another band in London called Bandit, which didn't do too much of anything. And around about 1977 I got a phone call from a buddy of mine, Jimmy Litherland, who was in a band called Colosseum, to say that there was a group called AC/DC in town and they were looking for a bass player and I should maybe perhaps go and audition. At which time I thought, you know, I'd seen them on Top of the Pops, and they were great, you know, but I was kind of like thinking maybe I was all done with it. So I went along, lucky really. I went along and auditioned a few times, got on well with the guys, and joined them in 1977. And that's, in a nutshell, kind of how I came up with it all. So, and I've been there since. So, the first album. First of all, it took me months. The Australian consulate in London wouldn't give me a visa for months, so finally I got the damn thing and got over there. The guys had already been in the studio for a while, and we went in to do what turned out to be the Power Age album. Great work environment. Albert Studios there in Sydney. It was a great little room to play, a great little rock and roll room. We had George Young, Malcolm and Angus's older brother, and Harry Vander. They were both in a band called the Easy Beats in the 60s. Great producers, you know, obviously a lot of chemistry there, being brothers, and just a real fiery, energetic work environment. And, you know, hey, we had about 3 weeks to do it because that's all the money we had, so we got there, got down, and did, you know, the long hour days, 7 days a week, and it was really a tremendous experience. And the album turned out pretty good too. Oh, yeah. Alice Cooper. We supported Alice Cooper. I'm pretty sure that was our first. We kicked around clubs and pubs and bars and anywhere that we could play, just to get the name out there. I think we were on the road permanently. We'd always take Christmas off, a couple of weeks of Christmas, and then if we weren't on the road, we were in a studio recording. And Alice Cooper picked us up as a support act, and that was big stage, and that was fantastic. And then let's see, we played some shows with Kiss. They picked us up, and then Aerosmith. We did tours with Aerosmith, and those guys were tremendous to us. They were really good. So that was our first tasters of getting out of the small venues and getting onto a big stage. Probably around about Highway to Hell time, 79. I would say that we were, at that point we had some success with the records, and we could actually command that. We could do our own tour, and that would have been around about the Power Age. Excuse me, Highway to Hell time. Yeah.
Well, that's another great record.
Yeah. And that was our first one with Mutt Lange. That was.
What was that?
It was fun. Well, it was very different. We'd worked with George and Harry prior to that, which was great. And at the time, we were with Atlantic Warner Brothers. We were with them for a long time, and they, I think, wanted us to try something different. And Mutt came onto the scene. Mutt at that time had only done, he'd done a lot in South Africa, where he was from, but he'd done, I think, Loverboy and a couple of other bands like that. So when he came in, he was young and enthusiastic like we were, and it was good. He was a real perfectionist, as Mutt is, you know. And of course, we went on to do 3 with Mutt. Well, Phil's a hell of a drummer to play with. He's as solid as a rock. He's such a metronome, and he's got that little back, just that little back slack, but. He's just got a tremendous feel, you know. So he's the best. For us, the best. And the bass is the Music Man here. Again, wandering off a little bit, trying different basses over the years, but always going back to the Music Man. Just a tremendous workhorse of a guitar. I've used Ampex for years and years, and the 4 Pros that I used on this last tour never let me down at all. My influences, well, you know, I don't know how it is with everyone else. It just seems, you know, from about mid-teens through to about 20 something or other, that's your time in music, and it's not everybody, but that's how it was with me. And I sort of stuck in that rut almost, you know. I still listen to the same stuff, the Stones and the Beatles, and well, actually Little Feat and Ry Cooder and a bunch of other people. But the bass players from that time, obviously McCartney is a hell of a bass player, and the old, James Jamerson, I mean, just phenomenal players. So I had that in my ear, not that I'm only James Jones, I'm this, but yeah, that era of players, so, great influence. But for anyone wanted I mean, it's you just got to keep banging at it, you just got to keep playing, just keep doing what you do. That's all you can do. Try and be as best as you can, and bring as much as you can to the party, and just keep banging on the door.